gravel track, breakneck speed, and then my car toppled, I was recognized because of my dad. And then I was married to my husband. I was recognized as my husband's wife. And then when I was single, nobody knew who Garima is.
Yeah.
That as a single mom, I have to, maybe take up a career which is more like safe, stable, bit dull. Maybe I'm not allowed to follow my dreams. When you're wearing this helmet and you're sitting behind the steering wheel, so then there's no concept of gender.
Hi Garima, thank you so much for coming. I'm exceptionally excited to have this chat with you because I am just so enamored by your unconventional choice of career and how you've mastered and aced it. So thank you for spending some time with us with this chat. And I just want to start by saying that you look so lovely and so stunning, and I cannot believe that you're the mom of a 25-year-old. So, you're so well dressed and well put together. I love your taste. I love your taste in real estate. I'm not going to say why. We won't tell people. But thank you so much for coming, and such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm really looking forward to this conversation.
Garima, straight off the bat, I wanted to start by asking you that, as I said, you've chosen such an unconventional career path. Tell us a little about what got you here. How did you end up being who you are today, which is, Garima Avtar?
Talking about my journey, it's been a roller coaster ride for me. See, I belong to a small town, conservative, traditional family back in Bareilly.
Okay.
When I was young and my dad was teaching me how to drive a car, neither he nor I ever imagined that I'll get into motorsports.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of my dad. So, he understood that, he wanted me to become independent, and he was that way very progressive in his thinking. So, I was very young actually when he taught me driving, and he passed away, many years back. So he doesn't even know that I'm doing this. I'm sure, up there, he'll be feeling so proud about the fact that I'm doing something, where, and I think my personality, I give him, the credit in the sense, the spirit of adventure, and the fascination for cars and driving. I think this is all, I've got it from him.
Yeah.
I never planned that I'll get to do this rally driving. It's just I happened to go for one rally just by chance, like a regular, the time speed distance format rally.
Yeah.
In fact, I did well in that. I had a podium finish, and that's where the adventure bug, the rally bug bit me, and there was just like no stopping after that.
So tell us a little, Garima, what were you doing in your 20s and how did you end up at that first rally that you went to?
I was married. It was not my choice. I was very young. I wanted to finish my education. I just finished my, 12th, and, they said, maybe I'll get to study after that when I get married. So as I said, I belong to a conservative traditional family and I had no choice. So, there were challenges and I would not want to lose my self-respect. So there was a certain time then I decided to, come out of it.
Yeah.
It was a very challenging experience for me because I had lost, my dad was no more, when, I came to know of certain things, and I didn't want to lose my self-respect, and I was very sure that, you want to live, I don't want to compromise on my, I don't want to live in these conditions. But then I have realized what holds us back basically is the financial security, so, and when I got married, I had just done my graduation, their normal degree. It was not even a professional degree. I was not allowed to go to college. So I have no experience of college life. So when I was married, we would just go to give the exams. I had taken tuitions and studied normal, BCom. Yeah, so no kind of professional degree, no financial, kind of support because my father had passed away. I don't have a real brother, and my sister was married to another conservative family in Calcutta. So it was very challenging because, to get into another uncertain future.
Yeah.
Because So, but you know what? I was very sure that I don't want to be in this situation, and I kind of moved out. I came out of the marriage. So then I took up my first job. I belonged to a business class family. I had never ever worked before. So I learned the job, and weekend, and rally at that time was just a weekend passion because
Interesting.
I was
Yeah.
into a full-time job, and in fact I kind of learned at the job and grew in that, and I kind of got promoted and all, and did well. So I was working for almost 9 years. And then I realized that there was so much potential in this field
Yeah.
of rally driving, and things around it, not just competitive rallying, but
Yeah.
things around cars, driving, and sports in general, since I'm an athlete. Yeah, so then I quit my job and I got full time into kind of rallying, and I diversified myself. I'm a freelance auto journalist, and so yeah, that's how.
What a phenomenal journey that is. And it takes immense courage to make these choices, especially for women, given the
Yeah.
background that you came from, given, as you said, you came from a conservative family. Unfortunately, your father had passed away, who clearly seems to have been the greatest support system in your life, because
Yeah.
you speak so fondly of him. And I think that I really applaud and salute women who make these fierce, courageous choices where they choose themselves, their self-respect, their future, over their current circumstances. So I'm very, very inspired by you, I have to say, in
Thank
the middle
you.
of this conversation. But we'll get back to your rally driving. So you said that it was a weekend passion.
Yeah.
And you started
initially
with
at
that.
time.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were very curious, and we were discussing this amongst ourselves. As you said, you're an athlete in the motorsports. Isn't it scary? Because it's not just your own life that is at stake. It's also you have a child.
Yeah.
Have you ever sat behind the wheel with a little bit of fear in your heart and just been like, okay, how is this going to go? How am I going to do it?
Definitely. See, when I got into motorsports, I was in my 30s, as I mentioned,
Yeah.
And when you're in your 30s, I mean, champions, they start very early on.
Yeah.
And when they're in their 30s, they have done it and seen it all.
Yeah.
And here I started.
Yeah.
Such a risky and a tough sport, and which requires toughness and then a lot of even financial support. It was a completely uncharted territory. I was neither trained, I was neither physically that way tough. I was not prepared, in the sense, there's nobody from my friends or family who is remotely associated with
I
the
would
sport.
imagine so, yeah.
Yeah. So, and at that time, there were just handful of women who were into motorsports. So not even, any mentors or something who can guide you. So it's just like I just followed my heart, but I was very determined, and the love for driving would just, I would just think of my dad and just remember him, and I want to give it a try. So I was very determined that way. I did take training, definitely. So it's very important that you drive exceptionally well. You kind of take training and understand, and also to understand the technical aspect, the mechanical aspect of the car that you're driving, the rally car, the vehicle that you're driving. So that's very important, to drive at the highest level and to compete at the highest level, also to gain respect of the peers. Besides that, I think one also requires a lot of mental toughness and resilience.
Yeah.
Because as I said, it's a tough sport, risky, you have to do quick decision making, and you're driving in all kind of weather conditions, different terrains and all, and breakneck speed. So you have to be on top of your game. So yeah, and I have realized, I remember in one of the Indian National Rally Championships, I was, driving, it was a gravel track. We were driving it was a long straight, so breakneck speed, and there was a 90-degree corner, and gravel track, breakneck speed, and then my car toppled,
Oh, wow.
We just put the car back on track and finished the rally, and we were just short of a few meters only from the finish line. So quickly finished the rally, and we won in that category. So it's also about resilience.
Yeah.
It's also about the kind of the will to do it, kind of
the innate desire to conquer your fears.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You have a car topple like that, right?
Yeah.
And immediately, chalo, you're like, okay, I have to finish my rally. There's so much adrenaline in your body, and you get back on, and आप वो rally खत्म कर देते हो, finish line तक पहुंच जाते हो.
Right.
But उसके बाद, does the fear ever set in के what if? What if ऐसा नहीं होता? Because it's not just your life, it's also your child.
Of course. I definitely had, kind of made her understand, okay, so this is...
this is what Mama does.
This is what Mama does.
Yeah.
She feels extremely proud of the fact that what I'm doing, and, she really, boasts, to her friends also.
I'm sure.
And that. But, as a mom, my responsibility is to, kind of take care of her, love her, support her, nurture her environment. So, I also want to be an example that, it's okay to pursue your dreams no matter you're breaking the societal conventional, you're not doing you're not doing something very conventional, you're doing something unconventional, and it's absolutely okay to follow your dreams.
Yeah.
And go kind of work towards your dreams and follow your aspirations. So I am that way setting an example for her.
Yeah.
I also understand that the societal norms that you mentioned, that, that as a single mom, I have to, maybe take up a career which is more like stable, stable, bit dull. Maybe I'm not allowed to follow my dreams. I just, kind of lead a safe life.
Yeah. I would imagine so, because rally driving is such a male-dominated sport almost. As you mentioned, you were one of the first few women in that sport, and it's so testosterone driven almost, right? And how was the experience of maneuvering that as a woman? Of course, you've spoken about breaking the conventional norms of society and following your passion and following your dreams, but within the sport also, it must have been difficult to find your way, make place for yourself as a woman in her 30s who was pursuing this sport.
Yeah, I totally get you. So basically, I think it all boils down to the fact that you hone your driving skills and you prove yourself on the track. As a woman, maybe I have to prove myself a little bit more, and
extra.
I'm also pursuing my passion.
Yeah.
But whatever you're doing, you do at with the best intention, with giving your best possible, and then you also kind of study, train yourself, and understand the car, as I mentioned. That's how you kind of you can rally at the highest level, compete at the highest level, and also gain respect of the peers. So I think it's more of that. And when you're sitting, when you're wearing this helmet and you're sitting behind the
wheel.
Steering wheel,
Yeah.
So then there's no concept of gender. You are
Exactly.
one with the car. You're in that zone and you're giving your 100%.
Yeah. Rally driver is a rally driver. Male
Absolutely.
or female shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
But I think it's just that, sometimes I work in real estate. Real estate is also a very male-dominated space, So, as you said, you have to work a little extra hard because, it has taken me also... I would have been working in real estate for a decade next year.
Wow.
And I would say it has taken me nearly 10 years to be able to safely say that people now accept me in this industry.
Right.
Because
right.
pehle the impression is that, okay, you're doing this till you get married. Okay, maybe you're just doing one small thing on the side.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just handling one part of it. And then I started running All About Eve. So everyone was like, acha, ye karte ho, ab dusra to karte nahi ho kaam. People
right.
have so many perceptions about women when it comes to male-dominated industries,
Sure.
So, but I totally agree with you because at the end of the day, your talent speaks and your resilience speaks.
Absolutely.
So if you are convinced that, I'm good at my job and I'm not going to listen to what anyone says and I'm going to do as I please. And so long as I am better every day, then that's the only thing that matters. Eventually, you make room for yourself. But yes, it just takes a little bit longer for women.
The most important aspect, I think, for me, what I think is I just don't bother. I am not bothered what others think. It's just like you have self-belief.
Yeah.
And I have tremendous faith in myself. That way, I know what I want to do. But it's very important that you do it responsibly. It's all about having faith in one's abilities and also expecting something good of yourself.
Yeah.
So I think that when you are expecting big things from yourself, then you work towards it. And I think that's how you act towards, challenging yourself and becoming a better version of yourself.
Yeah. I want to ask you a little bit of a deep, slightly offbeat question.
Sure.
And you can feel free to not answer it, but it really got me wondering that basis, my own journey, I've realized that a lot of choices I have made come from a place of me feeling either in control or, not being able to feel in control, right? When you took up rally driving as, let's say, even a passion.
Sure.
Was it subconsciously anywhere coming from some part of my life I've not had control over, but this wheel in my hand, this I have control over? Like, do you think that had any role to play at all?
Definitely, we like to control things that we can, or in a good way. I mean, like, for me, rally driving happened because of two things.
Yeah.
Mostly, we have a patriarchal society.
Yeah.
When I became single, nobody knew me.
Yeah.
Initially, I was recognized because of my dad.
Yeah.
And then I was married to my husband. I was recognized as my husband's wife.
Yeah.
And then when I was single, nobody knew who Garima is.
Yeah.
And then there is a lot of insecurity, a lot of judgments that are passed. I don't know. So, as I said, rally driving happened as an unintended consequence. I never planned that I'll do this. But when I started doing it, and when I started doing well in it, I started getting recognition for it. People started knowing me as a rally driver and doing something really offbeat, doing well in the space, and creating a name for yourself. So I got a feeling, okay, now I'm creating my own identity.
Yeah.
And that was a very big motivating factor.
Yeah.
That really, kind of
pushed you to keep going.
Yes. That was a very big, because I realized that, okay, I have a name and identity of my own self, which I've created by God's grace.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you're so right, क्योंकि इंडिया में इतना होता है कि daughters, जब तक आपकी शादी होती है, you are your father's daughter. फिर आपकी शादी होती है, then your husband's wife, है ना? फिर आप eventually, if you have a child, then you're that child's mother. तो कितनी बारी we can't create our own identity only.
Sometimes we get lost, but things are changing.
Yeah, they
Thankfully,
rapidly
things are changing for good. Actually.
Yeah, and I hope they continue to, because I think there are such incredible women out there, who can do such incredible things. If we just presented them with the opportunity to do that, then I think they would prosper so much.
When I was married, nobody can believe from, I was married in Nagpur actually. So nobody can believe from, my friend circle there that I am what I am today.
Yeah.
I was such a shy and like a homely wife.
Yeah.
I was so simple and shy. So basically also I think circumstances, kind of when you're pushed to the wall and you have no choice.
Yeah.
Then the potential comes out, or whatever, you kind of then think of ways, okay, what next can you do?
Yeah.
And to have a growth mindset, to constantly learn and upskill yourself, and so I was that way very driven. I wanted to make something of my life, and since my daughter was also there, I wanted to be a good example, set a good example, role model for her, set a good example for her.
I'm sure she's incredibly proud of you.
She is. She's a wonderful child, and as a daughter, I am blessed because she's extremely positive and really, a wonderful blessing actually.
Yeah, I'm sure she thinks the same way about you also. And again, taking back to what you said, you're so right, because they say no pressure, no diamonds. Sometimes you have to be pushed.
Totally.
Entirely for you to bring yourself out to your full potential,
Absolutely.
And वही बात है, मरता क्या ना करता, जब आप इतना प्रेशर किसी पे आता है लाइफ का, फिर वो अपने पूरे रूप में आ जाते हैं, to be the best versions of themselves.
बिल्कुल. I think each and every action that we do is a choice that we are making.
Yeah.
So it depends on us. So what choice we are taking, and I think we should be then happy with a choice and also not regret it, because then it is our responsibility. We have not taken it under pressure. So whatever the repercussions of our choice, we have to be responsible for it.
Agreed.
So the choices that I have made in my life, I have no regret.
So imagine Bareilly, say Nagpur, say now Garima Avtar is all over the world doing some of the most exquisite things in some of the sexiest cars that they can be. In millennial culture, there's this whole element of, oh, we're tired by we're 38, by the time we're 38, 39. You know कि अच्छा चलो 40 तक काम करते हैं, फिर ठीक है रिटायर कर लेंगे. आपने शुरुआत ही 30s में करी. अब ये जो आपकी यूथफुलनेस है, ये आपकी स्पिरिट है, ये आप कैसे मेंटेन करते हो? लाइक हाउ डू यू फील यंग एंड हाउ डू यू फील मोटिवेटेड टू कीप द हसल ऑन?
So first, I would like to say that I'm a real life example that age is no limit. If you have the will, the passion, the determination, then anything is possible at whatever age.
Correct.
So, see, I'm very driven by my passion. And I'm very driven by the fact that I have to make something good of my life, and so that I'm able to support my daughter.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly, kind of thinking of ways how I can upskill myself, learn new things. So, like I got into rallying. Then I was picked up by Mercedes-Benz for their Lux Drive program. So I was the first professional driver, woman driver, for the Mercedes-Benz Lux Drive.
Wow.
Then I got into social media after that.
Yeah.
So that was completely new to me, social media. Then I took training in drifting. I went to London, I went to Dubai, and I kind of, because I wanted to, get into more advanced driving techniques.
I found it very scary to watch. I saw a video. I'm like, oh my God, ये तो मुझसे कभी भी नहीं होगा live.
नहीं, अगर आप चाहेंगे तो ज़रूर हो जाएगा. अगर आप, मतलब मुझे लगता है कि you are capable of anything that you set your mind to.
I'm going to take this with me. If you set your mind to something and if you believe in yourself, फिर आप कुछ भी कर सकते हो.
कुछ भी कर सकते हैं आप. So, and then I diversified myself. I got into freelance journalism, and now I have a podcast of my own.
I know. Yeah. I watched it.
So I kind of interview athletes, Olympians and world champions, and it's based on motivation and sports psychology.
Yeah.
So that's another passion that I'm following. Besides that, I'm a host on the NBA India weekly show, so that's another thing. And then I'm doing a lot of stuff around, brand collaboration and content creation for supercars and luxury cars.
Does your daughter help you maneuver your way through social media? Like when you were new to it, was she like, Mama, this is how you do it, this is how it's done, or you figured it out on your own?
She created my account.
Okay.
I had no clue at all about Instagram. So she definitely, kind of helped me to create my account, and, but then I took it forward from there because she was studying, and then now she's doing a job.
So one more thing I was very fascinated by was कि आप गाते बहुत अच्छा हो, और मैंने सुना है आपको आपकी वीडियोस में, और आपने बताया आप ट्रेन क्लासिकल सिंगर हो. So पहले तो आप मुझे ये बताओ, क्योंकि मैं भी एक ट्रेन क्लासिकल सिंगर हूँ.
Seriously?
Yeah, and I learned from गंधर्व महाविद्यालय. तो आपका सबसे फेवरेट राग कौन सा है? अब I love asking this question people who are trained musicians.
मेरा ललित, राग ललित, दोनों मध्यम लगते हैं, तीव्र and शुद्ध, and I really like that.
Yeah. My standard is usually Yaman, but I love Vrindavani Sarang also.
Really?
हाँ, मैं काफी गाती थी growing up, variations of Vrindavani Sarang. But I was so excited to see that, you're continuing that passion. और मैंने थोड़ी उससे inspiration ली, क्योंकि मैंने गाना छोड़ दिया है. And I feel like अब मुझे भी रियाज करना चाहिए आपको देख के.
You know what? आपको मैं और एक interesting चीज़ बताती हूँ.
हाँ.
मैं frankly, I'm not doing so much of रियाज, इतना नहीं, but I have a band.
Oh wow!
I have like a home band. I have a guitarist, a friend who plays great guitar, and somebody who plays great drums.
Wow.
So we jam try to jam once in a week, or maybe once in 2 weeks. And in fact, you saw that video that I recorded in the studio.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's so important to pursue your passions in every way and lead a wholesome and balanced life. So I see music as my first love. So
yeah.
try. If you sing, you can join. You can, come and
I would love
join
to
me
gate
for one
crash
of the
one of your sessions. No, I will, because मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि truly, if I were more talented as a singer, I think I would have been a singer. But because I realized it's not my best talent, and I think my best talent is business. So, but I should keep pursuing music also, because मुझे बहुत relaxing लगता है.
Absolutely, and I think music is so therapeutic, isn't
Very
it?
therapeutic. Very
And it's more
therapeutic.
spiritual for me. I mean, it's for my own self.
Yeah.
I love to sing and that way.
I would love to hear you sing. आप कभी भी गा रहे हो, आप please मुझे बताना. I'm going to come and
100%,
listen to you for sure.
100%.
अच्छा, speaking of spirituality, आपकी कोई भी if I ask you, are you more of a spiritual person or a religious person?
Spiritual, actually. Yeah, I believe in the existence of God very, very strongly. But I think God is everywhere.
Yeah.
God is in each and every one of us. And for me, I mean, it's great to go to a temple because, or any spiritual, any religious place, I mean, maybe a mosque or even a church. You get great vibes there.
Yeah.
But even my home is a temple for me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think I don't need to deliberately only go to, a gurudwara or this thing, a temple to find God. God is
within
in
us.
a flower. In a
yeah,
flower. In a beautiful flower.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, chalo, you are spiritual, but कभी-कभी spiritual people also have little superstitions. कोई आपकी driving से पहले ऐसी superstition है कि there's some ritual you do कि ये बस best हो जाए?
Frankly, I believe in the power of prayer, but no superstitions.
No
for me.
superstitions.
No superstitions. I believe in I think it's important to drive well, to have proper training and be present in the moment, focus correctly and, not get distracted and give your best. So for me, I think, learning the skill of good driving, I think that's more important.
Yeah.
And rather than, but I respect if anybody, thinks, has any beliefs like that or something.
बहुत athletes के होते हैं. जैसे like some people when they go on the field, they'll touch it once or twice. They have this ritual, they'll pray to some particular god, or on some day it'll be some color that they'll be wearing.
Yeah.
कुछ ऐसे लोगों के होते हैं.
So if it works for them, that's great.
Yeah.
So,
no, but I love that you don't need it only. You have so much faith in your own talent.
Yeah, I think I have not I did not pay attention to that side somehow, I think. So.
And I think spiritual people probably don't also, maybe. Because
Depends,
you believe in
actually.
something greater anyway. You feel like God is with you all the time anyway. It's within you.
So maybe it's something else also. Maybe क्या होता है कि कुछ sometimes you make a routine for yourself and you get ready for something by following a routine. So it's not just a superstition. Maybe if somebody is...
It's a practice.
It's a practice that you're getting ready, getting into the zone, so you're doing some stuff. But I'm not into superstition, but preparation to get into a zone. So that can... I'm sure many athletes do that.
अच्छा, हम जब थोड़ा research कर रहे थे, the first thing that struck us was कि we are so glad somebody has totally crushed this narrative that women are bad drivers.
Oh.
क्योंकि this narrative has done the rounds for so many decades, and it's not an Indian thing, it's a worldwide thing. कि women are bad drivers. Did you, as you were discussing with your friends and family कि I think I'm going to make this career move, did you get resistance from people and they were just like ये क्या job हुई या ये क्या काम हुआ?
Women drivers are very cautious drivers. They are a little over careful, and sometimes that can irritate people.
Yeah.
I'm sure women drivers will least break the rules or will hardly go into accidents because they'll drive very carefully. But also, nonetheless, I also think our upbringing, matters so much, because from a very young age, you see that, girls and all, they say that girls play with dolls and guys, they play with cars and all. So I think it depends hugely on our upbringing also, if the girls are brought up very, ki, "Arey, ऐसे मत खेलो, चोट लग जाएगी, दांत टूट जाएगा, शादी कौन करेगा.
और बॉयज को हम बोलते हैं रो मत, लड़की जैसे.
लड़की जैसे मत रो, जाके टफ हो जाओ. और you know they end up learning driving also when they are very young. And women, मतलब so I think वो हमारा वैसे ही narrative change हो रहा है. Things अभी stereotypes break हो रहे हैं. But I remember I was lucky because my dad did not treat me differently. He realized that I have a passion for driving and also he taught me driving when I was very, very young.
How old were you?
I must have been in my 9th standard, 8th, 9th standard. And then I got my learner's license, and definitely my dad had definitely put those rules, कि भाई इस speed you can't drive above 50 maximum. So I also learned the value of discipline, okay, he was very particular about lot of things कि भाई rules break नहीं करना है. इससे मतलब you have to kind of become patient and behind the wheels. So I think upbringing matters a lot. But this thing is changing about because see, I'm a rally driver. I'm sure there's so many women out there who drive very well. So एक वो generalize कर देना, that women are bad drivers, I think that's a little disheartening.
Yeah.
So but ठीक है.
I think even I'm a good driver. मतलब no comparison to you, but I'm a safe driver.
Yeah. So वही हम बोल रहे ना, हम societal norms और conventional norms को change कर रहे हैं. So many women have started doing so many things that they were not
doing
before. Like men are becoming great chefs and women are flying fighter jets.
Yeah. और अब जब इतना सब कुछ कर रहे हो तो फिर आप कैसे करते हो unwind after hours? How do you put your feet up and relax? What do you love to do?
So you know what, my work this is actually not my work. I'm following a passion. And in fact I fall short of the number of hours. मुझे लगता है यार ये भी रह गया और आज ये भी करना था. But I'm really excited about what I'm doing. I love my work. So unwinding की actually ज़रूरत नहीं है. But as I said, I like to lead I have a lot of hobbies and I like to lead a very wholesome and balanced life. So love my music. Music is there. मेरा jamming चलता रहता है band के साथ. उसके बाद I have my gym. I train myself in the gym. And then I'm very fond of reading. I take out time and read because I have to also read various kind of things, and I do that. Then I have my family and friends.
What is your favorite book?
So okay, this book, The Road Less Traveled by M. Scott Peck. I love that book.
It's a very good book.
I have read it not once, many times. The first line of the book goes, life is difficult. And it says that if you once accept the fact that life is difficult, then it's no longer difficult. And it talks about so many things. It talks about the choices that I mentioned. You feel you must take the choices that you take in life. You must feel responsible towards them. And take complete responsibility towards them. Even the repercussions of the choice. And then it talks about some really amazing things about psychology.
I've read it. It's a great book.
You have read it?
Yeah.
Amazing.
I have. It's a lovely book. My favorite book is The Alchemist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I read it when I was very young, and my mom had given it to me, I think, when I was 11 or 12.
Wow.
And it's a very short 200-some page book.
But were you able to understand the concept at that young age?
I think, of course, I didn't get it then. I still found it very fascinating, and I really enjoyed reading it. But I've actually now read it 4 or 5 times at various stages in my life. And somehow it's always given me some answer that I was seeking.
It happens. The book has to be, they say, assimilated and you have to read it many times to get the real essence. Every different age, every different time that you read, you learn something different about it and some different perspective.
Yeah. Like I found that book so fascinating. I remember I was on a Delhi-Bombay flight, तो मैंने आधी एक, because 4 घंटे ज़्यादा लगते नहीं है. It's a short read. And once you're, like, I'm a quick reader. So 2 hours going, I read half of it. 2 hours coming, I read half of it.
Nice.
And I have a habit of underlining in my books. Whatever is important or something that I want to take with me or remember, come back to, I'll underline that. And then I don't know what came to me, and I actually left it in the front seat of the plane. and I just said that I don't even know who got that book, and I said that I hope you too find whatever it is that you're looking for, because that's the entire essence of the book.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was
and I
such
just
a
signed my
wonderful
initials.
gesture.
So I don't know who has
That
it.
is so nice. That is a wonderful gesture.
Yeah. So हम last में, since we're at the end of the episode, एक game खेलते हैं with our guest, and we customize it to who our guest is.
Sure.
So for you, because you are an ace rally driver, we are going to ask you to pick a car for the certain Bollywood characters. कि वो कैरेक्टर कौन सी गाड़ी चलाते हैं आपके हिसाब से?
ओहो, okay.
ठीक है?
All right.
So feel free to be as imaginative as you want to.
Sure.
So what car would you pick for Babu Rao from Hera Pheri?
Thar. महिंद्रा थार.
वो बेचारे से चलेगी नहीं. वो उसमें भी हेलमेट पहन के बैठेगा. अच्छा, मजनू भाई from Welcome.
Sorry, I don't watch movies.
You don't watch movies?
मतलब not so much. मुझे मजनू भाई नहीं पता.
अच्छा ठीक है. Welcome में अनिल कपूर. मैं एक्चुअली आपको एक्टर बता देती हूँ. I think that will make it easier. So Anil Kapoor.
A BMW.
Yeah.
A GT, BMW GT. Yeah.
Nice. Shahid Kapoor.
G-Wagon.
G-Wagon would be really cool on him.
Yeah, he's too stylish, too classy.
Yeah, I agree. Ranbir Kapoor.
296 GTB Ferrari.
Nice. Katrina Kaif.
Katrina Kaif. Will she drive? Do you think?
कोई तो चला लेगी.
कोई तो चला लेगी. अच्छा ठीक है. So McLaren दे देते हैं उनको 570S.
Great. Shahrukh.
Hey.
He's a BMW fan, na? I think.
He's also a brand ambassador for Hyundai, I think.
हाँ, he is. He is. Or has been.
नहीं, Hyundai नहीं चलता.
Hyundai नहीं, better कुछ देते हैं.
कुछ, चलो Bentley.
Bentley दे. हाँ, ठीक है. Done. And Alia Bhatt.
That's my Bach.
Yeah, मैं तो Mini Cooper बोलती हूँ. I think she's quite cute and.
अच्छा, that way.
I think like it would be her personality.
I can imagine all supercar luxury cars because I'm
now
more
you are
into
very
that.
fancy na Garima.
No,
I think basic. I'm just like
no,
Mini Cooper. अब आप Mercedes Benz वगैरह की इतने shoots and गाड़ियाँ चलाते हो.
So I think why I said Maybach, because that's one of my top favorite cars, and Alia Bhatt is a top.
It's one of my top favorite also.
So
it's a lovely car.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lovely car. But thank you so much, Garima. This was so much fun. We had a pleasure chatting with you. And hopefully I'll see you in one of your jam sessions whenever you call me.
100%.
And thank you for coming.
So much. I had an amazing time chatting with you. You are so awesome.
Thank you.
And so down to earth. And I think you're doing wonderfully well with this show and your work.
Thank you.
And all the best wishes for your work. And I hope the show grows. And
hopefully.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.